Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nothin But Net, where we talk all things and everything basketball. I'm Rhythm,
I'm Cole.
and today it's only the two of us, but last week we were talking about the Eastern Conference, so this week we're running it right back with the Western Conference, starting from 15-1, and just sharing our quick thoughts on this first couple weeks of the season. So it's going to be alternating. I'm going to be talking about the 15th, he's going to be talking about the 14th. Keep going. But yeah, let's start with the 15th seed, the New Orleans Pelicans. They just fired their head coach, Willie Green. They're 2-11, and guess what? They traded their unprotected first-round pick in this year's draft for Derek Queen, who, don't get me wrong, has looked very good for the Pelicans, but that's potentially AJ DeBansta right there. That's AJ DeBansta. That's Cam Boozer. That's Darren Peterson, who they just traded for Derek Queen. And I mean, yeah, DeJounte's been hurt. Zion's definitely been hurt. Trey Murphy has been a really good bright spot on this team, but it's just like, it's the same story about this Pelicans team every year. They go into the season, Zion looking skinny, Zion looking healthy. Oh my goodness, this is a revelation. The Pelicans are going to be the championship contenders this year. 2 weeks into the season, everyone's hurt. It's trade everyone. It's a complete disaster show. That's why they got Brandon Ingram out of there as fast as they could. Or that's why Brandon Ingram got out of there as quick as he could. Because like they realized it's the same story about this Pelicans team this year. And they also, right before the NBA Finals, this is a trade that a lot of people forget about. They had the Indiana Pacers first-round pick from this season too. And the Pacers are currently 1-12. So the Pelicans just traded away potentially two top 3 picks in the draft. What is Joe Dumars been doing? Cole, you have any thoughts about that? This is just like complete organizational dismanagement.
Honestly, like for the Pelicans, they're just kind of like we kind of expected them to be bad, especially after last year they traded away Brandon Ingram, who was their best player on the team. At least like health wise, like he was very good. Like, obviously Zion is the best player on the team, but he's not healthy like most of the time. So Brandon Ingram was kind of just there. He was pretty good for them before he got that shoulder injury last year. But with the Pelicans, it's kind of just like they don't have anybody on the team that's like a star except for Zion Williamson. And like DeJounte Murray is kind of up there, but he's injured right now, so he doesn't really count. So they're
like,
kind of just
like
tanking for another team right now, pretty much.
For the Atlanta Hawks, yeah. They're just tanking for the Atlanta Hawks right now. I mean, yeah, I like to what you just said. You said like they don't really have like a star. They don't really have like an X factor, number one, clear cut guy. And they thought Zion was gonna be that. And the only way that they can do this is build through the draft, because no free agent is gonna be like, hey, you know what? I have offers from New York, from LA. Let me go to Louisiana. I think that's the best move for me.
Right.
No superstar is going to do that. You know what I mean? So like the only way that they can do that is build through the draft, and they traded their first round pick. So I don't know what the direction of this Pelicans team is whatsoever. This is like
maybe they blow it up.
Something. Yeah, I don't know.
Zion is out at the end of this before the deadline or something. I don't know. Like
and this is also like this is also like a San Francisco 49ers level injury management staff right now going on in New Orleans. It's crazy out here. But can't do all hating. Got to play some devil's advocate. Derek Queen, the person who they traded that first round pick for, has definitely looked really good. I love the way he plays basketball. He's like a low post player, but he's like smooth with it. Like I've never seen a fat guy be so smooth with the basketball. I don't know how to describe that, but that's literally how he plays. Like that's just to play devil's advocate. He's definitely been a bright spot on their team. Trey Murphy's definitely taken the leap this year. Shout out Jeremiah Fears. I took a picture with him in Vegas. He definitely needs to work on his playmaking, but I love him as an on-ball player right now. So they definitely have some bright spots, but the negatives definitely overshadow the positives. That's what I'd say about this team.
All right, moving on to 14th, which is the freaking Sacramento Kings. Because if this tenure couldn't get worse in the last 4 years, we've gone from the best offense, like one of the best offenses in NBA history, to
of all time,
the 14th seed in 2 years. No, 3 years. Bright spots on the Kings: Zach LaVine, sometimes Russell Westbrook, sometimes Sabonis Bonus. That's it. Like the entire team isn't good.
Would you even count those as bright spots? Because like
no, like I mean, like on the team, those are the only players that like are good. Like everybody else is not good. Zach LaVine is dropping like, I swear 30 points every night, and they're still losing by 20. Like the only games
I
they
know.
won was against the Utah Jazz by 2 points, against the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry, Draymond Green, or uh, Jimmy Butler by like 3 points, and then they beat the Bucks barely by like 4 points. Like every single game, like the last like when they played Minnesota, like recently, I think it was the last game they played was against Minnesota. They were up by like 20, no, not 20, by like 10 points in the third quarter.
Hmm.
At the end of the third quarter, and Demonis Sabonis had 30. And then they didn't even score 10 points in the fourth quarter. Then Minnesota outscored them like 30-10. They can't finish it.
Yeah.
Like it
That's what I was
happened
just
in
about
the
to say.
first game against the Suns as well. They were up by like 15 at halftime and they lost by 5 points.
Cole, do you blame this on coaching or do you blame this on the players? Like,
I blame it on
this is what
everybody.
I'm wondering.
Like
I'm
fire
so
Doug
confused.
Christie, fire Scott Perry, even though it's not
Really?
really his fault. Fire freaking Zach, trade away Zach LaVine, trade away Demonis Sabonis, trade away Russell Westbrook, trade away DeMar DeRozan, trade away everybody that is over the age of 25. Okay, we need to just rebuild everything. Okay, Keon Ellis hasn't looked good either.
I've never seen a team that is clearly has no direction this season. Clearly is not winning basketball. Not play their young guys. They released Isaac Jones for Precious Achua. Keon Ellis isn't even playing 25 minutes a night. Like
Yeah,
Nick Clifford, who has looked like he's looked pretty good, right?
yeah,
I will
been
say that
decent.
he's been decent. He isn't playing 20 minutes a night either. But nah, Dennis Schroeder 40 minutes. That's the move. That's what we're
Yeah,
running with. Just so we can lose by what? We can lose by 30 instead of 50. Wow, great coaching, Doug Christie. That is definitely the move.
yeah,
This is what we need to do. But yeah, I don't
yeah. And
even
of
know.
course,
I
Keegan
mean,
Murray is also injured, so that's a whole
yeah,
other
I mean,
thing.
yeah, I don't know.
Like this team, I don't know what they do because like I don't know what they can get for trading away. Zach LaVine. I don't really want them to trade away Demonis Sabonis because he's a solid center, but like I don't think he wants to stay. Like
I
you,
don't
you
even know.
just have to blow it up, I guess. Again.
There's sometimes when I'm watching this team, and it's like at the end of the first, like we were talking about versus Minnesota, right? They didn't have a person who could finish the game for them, and I'm just wondering, like, imagine if we had a ultra quick, clutch point guard who was a top 5 draft pick, who won the first ever clutch player of the year, who could easily get to the bucket, had one of the best
Mm,
mid range jump shots in the league, would outrun anybody,
mm.
and I'm just wondering, like, what kind of player is that in the league, and what would they look like on the Kings? I mean, maybe they would be the number 3 team in the West. Maybe they'd have the number 1 offensive
I
rating in
know,
the
and
league.
maybe they would actually like have a good coaching system where everybody would get good touches and open looks.
What would it be like to have that type of player who actually can run as a pick and roll ball handler when we have the best pick and roll center in the league? So I don't know. What would it be like to have that type of player on this team?
I don't know.
But yeah,
Like
I don't know. It's just
they're just getting
situations where
it's like the game's also like they're on a 6 game losing streak right now, and the games aren't close. They lost to OKC by 30. They lost to Minnesota by 30. They lost to Denver by 12. They lost to Atlanta by 30. They lost to Minnesota by 14, and today they lost to San Antonio by 13. Like they're getting blown out in these games, and then some of these games they're also up or really close. It's just they can't play a full 48 minutes, which is
they can't finish. That's like
infuriating.
pause. They can't finish whatsoever, and that's literally what I was just talking about. Like, imagine if we had the best clutch player in the league. What would these games look like? But
Yeah, yeah. Who won the first ever Clutch Player of the Year award?
first ever clutch player of the year, yeah.
I wonder. I wonder what that would be like.
I think, to quote DeMarcus Cousins, this starts at the top. This starts with Vivek Ranadive just wanting to sell tickets, not wanting to win basketball games, not wanting to go through another rebuild
Yep.
because we've never gone through a proper rebuild. Like, it's always been, oh, we drafted Aaron Fox. And yes, we were buns, but we were actually trying to surround him with pieces. Then we have one good year. We think we're championship contenders. Sign DeMar DeRozan. That's the move. Don't build like a really good defensive team. No. Just sign a person who doesn't fit with your team whatsoever. Oh, it doesn't work 40 games into the season. Trade your best player. It's done. Oh, and now we're the 14th seed. Like, what is
Yeah,
this? And
like the blunder in 2023 with not getting a defensive center to accompany Demonis Sabonis is probably the biggest blunder like in a long time for this team. and that's
And
saying
then
something.
And then we see, and then sometimes I remember like, oh my God, it's okay. We have Keegan Murray, we have Keon Ellis. Just trade away Zach LaVine, DeMar, and Sabonis, and we'll be good. We'll have a good future. And then I remember that we didn't re-sign Keon Ellis this offseason, and he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. I just remember
Yeah,
that every single
he's not
time I
staying.
watch it.
He's
And
not
I'm
staying.
like, bro, like, is he really going to stay? And we have
No.
three max contracts on this team. So unless they trade away those three, this trade deadline is wraps. Is wraps for this team. Just it's gonna be Keegan Murray stuck in purgatory for the next 7 years of his career, and he's gonna be just like he's gonna be wasted. And it's just
Yeah, at least he'll ball out, but the rest of the team won't. Like, we'll freaking have Drew Eubanks be our starting center, I guess. I don't know. Like,
yeah. I mean,
jeez.
hey, at least we have a first round pick this year. So AJ DeBensta, you are a Sacramento King.
Hopefully.
Moving on, number 13, Dallas Mavericks. Well, first quick thoughts with this team. I mean, a lot of people are hating. I know it's like the jokes, like, oh, the Luka trade, Luka trade. I mean, I feel like that's just old. That's just old to talk about. This is a new team, right? Luka trade was the worst trade in NBA history, but we can't keep dwelling on that, right? If we're going to keep talking about them, I feel like we just haven't seen this team at full strength. It was just announced today that Anthony Davis was going to be out for another 7 to 10 days with his calf injury, which he suffered way earlier on. He's been selling my fantasy team this entire season. I just lost to Lucas, which if you really know us, then you know that's bad looks out here. But I mean, Cooper Flag has looked good, but we just haven't seen this team at full strength. So it just feels wrong to try to like crap on this team. Like I'm just trying to put it into football terms. Like, do you guys remember like 2 years ago when Aaron Rodgers got hurt and the Jets, like he tore his Achilles in the first game of the season and the Jets looked really bad? Like everyone was clowning on, but it just felt really wrong because like we didn't see that team at full strength. We haven't seen this team at full strength yet. So like
Right.
I can't really give a proper rating to this team yet because Kyrie has his ACL tear, Anthony Davis has been out. But I mean, a lot of the role players are looking good. It just hasn't contributed to winning basketball. I mean, definitely we've seen a jump from like a guy like Brandon Williams. Najee Marshall's looked good, right? Klay Thompson has looked buns, but he's 35. What is he gonna do? Derek Lively is the most Luka merchant I have ever seen in my entire life. The drop off without Luka has been insane. But I have to put this on Jason Kidd. I have to put this all on Jason Kidd because you're gifted the number 1 overall pick, and your first quote when he comes in is, "I'm trying to make him uncomfortable." That's what Jason Kidd said. Like, what? This is the worst situation for a number 1 pick to be in. You're trying to make him uncomfortable? But I don't know. I feel like he's going to be more comfortable once Anthony Davis comes back. Once Kyrie Irving comes back, it's going to take a lot of pressure off of him.
Yeah,
And they're
they don't
just
trade
4 and
both of
10.
them
It's
away.
yeah.
'Cause they
I mean,
might
I don't.
trade both of them away.
I don't think they're
Just
going to
blow
do
it all
that.
up. I hope
I don't
they
think so.
don't, but they might. Like,
I mean, the
it
whole
depends
thing
on
is
the
that like
return.
Nico has like a fetish for Anthony Davis, and that's why he traded Luka for him. But
But now he's
I
not
don't
their
know.
GM anymore, so
Yeah, I feel like you have to at least see out the vision at least until the deadline. If you want to, if they're 20 and 30, if they're like 20 and 35 with the deadline, 15 games under 500, fine, you can trade it. But at least wait till Kyrie comes back. I think he's coming back in like January, right, or like January, December,
something like that.
something like that. Yeah. Then if if it looks bad, then you can trade him. But I don't know. It feels wrong to crap on this Mavericks team because we just haven't seen them at full strength. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
All right, next up is the Memphis Grizzlies, and they have also not been very good to start the season. They just don't like Ja Morant's just not good right now. Like, if I'm just being like completely blunt,
He is
he's just
awful.
He's just not good, and the team kind of thrives around him being good. And when your number 1 point guard isn't doing well, your team's not going to do well. Like, the only teams they beat have been the Pelicans, the Pacers, the Suns, and the Mavericks. Like, they're
Combined like 5 wins.
Yeah, they had 4 wins, and like, bro, like the team, like last year, they were decent, but like they weren't like compared to 2 years ago, like the Kings, like the Grizzlies were the 2 seed, Kings were
Yeah.
the 3 seed, and now both of them have kind of just tumbled down. The Grizzlies, like, I don't really know where they kind of go from here. Like, do you trade away Ja potentially if the deal is right? Do you trade away JJJ maybe? Just let the young guys go crazy because like Zach Edey's only played 1 game this year too, which isn't
Yeah, I mean, but we
helpful.
knew a 7'4" center was going to be injury prone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think this is definitely has to just do. I don't know if it's coaching. I mean, I know they fired their coach, but the Grizzlies' development has been just abysmal because, in my opinion, I think their best player this year has been their first round pick, Cedric Coward, because like you
right,
said, John Jaren have both been playing awful. And I think Cedric Coward has been their best player this year, right? But also, we look back last year, Jalen Wells was breaking out as a rookie. Look back the year before. Gigi Jackson was breaking out as a rookie. And we were saying the same things that we were saying about them, about Cedric Coward this year. We were saying the same things about them last year and the year before. But what
right.
have you heard Gigi Jackson's name this year? Have you heard Jalen Wells' name this year? If the
No,
Grizzlies really did a good job of developing off of their rookie year, then they wouldn't need to have John Moran and Jaren Jackson play hero ball because as we've seen, them playing hero ball is not working whatsoever, right? But
right,
because the Grizzlies haven't been able to develop their role players, which can be really key role players for them, Scottie Pippen included, right? Then it's not going to work. It like they just don't have the pieces around John Sharon, and I mean the stars haven't even been putting it in either. So like I don't know if you put this on coaching, I don't know if you put this on the management in general, but I just don't know because I mean they fired Taylor Jenkins last year. They have a new guy, Tommaso Salo, this year, who has definitely been playing a more pick and roll John Morant favorable system than Taylor Jenkins did last year. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do now. What do you think?
I don't know either because like we know this team can be good. They were not like amazing last year, but they were decent. They made the play and they won one play-in game. But they did get kind of destroyed in the playoffs by OKC. But like we know that this like John Morant can be a fantastic point guard. Jaren Jackson Jr. can be Defensive Player of the Year. Like this team has star power, and we know that players like we know Cedric Howard is good. Like, and we know that Gigi Jackson and Jalen Wells they can be good. Like they have the pieces there. They're just not fitting in the puzzle, which is why they've only won 4 games.
And I don't want to like overplay the joke that I made with the Kings, but like imagine if this Grizzlies team had a secondary ball handler that could shoot the three at an amazing clip
Yeah,
and move off ball for John Morant and play pick and
yeah.
fades, though he's a smaller guy. But I mean
I know,
they
man.
got 4 first round
Yeah,
picks
they
out of
got
him,
four
so
first, so you can't really
yeah.
blame them for that.
You can't really. I would make that trade too if I was them. So, yeah. But I feel like a lot of this, and I don't want to like, because at the moment, and Cole and you and I are both victims to this. Like we were completely crapping on Dylan Brooks throughout that entire 2023 season, but they could really use a guy like Dylan Brooks nowadays. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I feel like
definitely.
letting him go was like like that was really the death of those 2022, 2023 Grizzlies teams that were just so fun. But now they're just dead. They're just gone. So
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
just
know.
not good.
Yeah. Do you think they trade John Morant? Is my question.
If the price is right at the deadline, yeah. But I don't. I think if it's not going well this year, they might, or they might just wait until next year. I don't know because like if he continues this like horrid playing up, like in going into next year, like the return they get is going to be worse than if they
Yeah.
trade him at the deadline. So
I mean, because his value is still relatively high.
right, because he's a young point guard, and like we know what he can do, like especially around the rim and in the paint. Like he's fantastic. He's one of the best in the league. But right now,
Yeah.
he's just not good. And
Yeah.
I think
I
that's going
mean,
to be reflected in his value. Which is why I don't know
yeah.
if they're going to trade him because the value just might not be there.
Definitely, I'd say right now the idea of John Morant is better than John Morant. Like, I feel like the teams are hoping that they're getting back to
Yeah.
prime John Morant when that's just clearly dead now.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just needs to change the scenery, and he'll get
Yeah,
better.
they're saying
But
Minnesota and Sacramento are both interested, which please
mean,
don't commit
I
to a
like to
full
see.
rebuild.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to
that
see
would be
Ja Morant
fun.
on the Sacramento Kings. That would be fun as
Yeah,
hell. I don't
that
know.
would be really
Maybe
fun.
they'll turn it around and maybe break 500 this year if they get him.
But that would just be four straight, or that would just be from the moment John Morant gets here. It would just be a bunch of 39 and 43 seasons in a row. So I don't really know how I would like that, but yeah, the Grizzlies are just a really confusing team. Moving on to number 12, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, Cole,
Yep.
you're a really big Clippers guy, so I'll let you speak on them. But if we're starting off, I mean, James Harden has looked very good this year. Like there's some games where I'm just thinking, like, are we back to 2016? Like he just dropped 41 the other day against Dallas in a win. Like he dropped a 41-point triple double in a win versus Dallas. Like he's averaged 26 this year. He's definitely looked like vintage Harden. But then, like we were talking about the Grizzlies, it's just the other guys. Ivica Zubac definitely had a really, really, really slow start to the season, which is
Right.
not good, especially coming off of like an All-Star, All-NBA campaign last year. Kawhi's been hurt. John Collins hasn't really been the like great pick and roll addition that they wanted next to James Harden, which he's been okay, but he just hasn't been the guy that they were like hoping for would just be like an Amari Stoudemire to James Harden to Steve Nash, right? They wanted him to be that. They haven't really gotten that, but I'm sure he can turn it around. And then Bradley Beal's out for the season, so that kind of gives them a little hope. no.
He
No
has
hate on
been
Bradley Beal,
really
but-
bad this year, though. Like honestly,
Yeah.
Bradley Beal is just he's not a good basketball player anymore, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
But no,
this
I'll let you
team-
speak on more on the Clippers.
I mean, like they're kind of just like we know their potential. Like based on last year, they were top 6 seed and they almost beat the Nuggets in the first round. What that
They
series
did,
went to
they
7
did
games.
indeed.
So like we know their potential. They can compete with some of the best teams in the conference. But right now they just aren't. I don't know where they move on from here because we don't know what the hell is going to happen with Kawhi in that contract and what their punishment is
tree
going to
company?
be for the freaking embezzlement stuff that they've done with Kawhi to try to pay him all the money he wanted. So once that
Imagine like
happens and once the NBA decides whatever the hell they're going to do, they do. Like this team they might lose like a bunch of picks and stuff, even though they don't have any picks to begin with. Like, I just
Yeah,
don't know where they go from here because they need Kawhi to win games. Obviously, he's only played.
yeah,
half
of
the
course.
games
He's
this
like their
season.
X factor.
But James Harden has been very good this year, which kind of sucks that he's on a team that has only won 4 games so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know where they go if they try to buy again at the deadline. I don't know. Maybe they trade for freaking Zach LaVine or something. I don't know.
And you were talking about like how they don't even have first round picks anyway. Well, they drafted Yannick Cota Niederhauser with their first round pick this year, which was one of their only first round picks that they've had. And literally he's getting 4 minutes a night and he has not looked good. So I'm just like thinking like what is this coaching? Like, is Tyronn Lue just dragging the 2016 Cavs championship, and that's why he still has a job? Because from a lot of the stuff I've seen, Jeff Van Gundy is doing a lot of the dirty work on that Clippers coaching staff. So I don't know. Do you make a coaching change? Do you like?
I mean, if this
It's-
continues, like, say if they're like, say like 20 games into the season, they're under, well, not even under 500 because they're going to be under 500, but like they have less than, I don't know, like 6 to 8 wins, like
6 or 7 wins.
yeah, okay, but like they might fire him. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Me neither. I would not. I heard a lot of complaints about him from Clippers fans from that 2020, from that series against the Nuggets last year.
Right.
There were a lot of complaints about Tyronn Lue, but I don't know. I think this is just like a team, just like the Mavericks, where you just have to wait it out. You have to wait it out to see Kawhi's punishment. You have to wait it out to see, Zubac return back to full form. Like the role players start to step it up again. Like I can't really like crap on them like we crapped on the Kings. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we just have to wait it out with this Clippers team.
Next up, going into the first play-in spot is the Utah Jazz.
The Jazz.
Which is kind of interesting. It's something I didn't think I would say, but like they're still like the Western Conference is pretty much everybody like from the top seed to eighth, ninth seed is pretty good, and everybody else is not
Yeah,
good
like
at all.
any given
The,
game, any given team
yeah,
can be any
the
given
Jazz,
team.
the Jazz, they're still in a rebuild. Laurie Markkinen is balling out right now. They
He is
probably
having a
should trade him.
career year.
Like they need to trade him ASAP because his team is not like good enough around him. Ace Bailey's been
Yeah.
fine. He hasn't been like the best rookie so far. Like that's been like Cooper Flag, VJ Edgecombe, but he's been fine. Um, yeah, it's just rebuilds continuing. I don't know. Maybe they do make it into the plan this year. That would be kind of funny. But
That
they're
would
not
be
gonna.
great.
They're
But
not
they
gonna
had a
do anything.
huge loss with Walker Kessler being out for the year.
Right.
That's a huge loss for them. I'm hoping we get to see the Kyle Filipowski step up, which I would love to see, but he just doesn't bring that defensive presence that Walker Kessler had and
Yeah.
has before he got hurt. But like you were saying, Laurie's having a career year. They should probably trade him. But I don't know. I don't really see the need for more draft picks. Like this team kind of reminds me of like the 2022 Thunder, where like they're one move away from being one move away. In which like that move for the Thunder was like having J Dub develop and then trading Giddy for Caruso and signing
Right.
Hardenstein. Like they kind of remind me of that team, not the team that was the 1 seed, but the team that made the 10 seed. Like I feel like this Jazz team is kind of nearing the end of their rebuild. I know it's been a short rebuild, but they have guys. Like they really have some dogs on that team. Like
Right.
Keontae George, Collier, Ace Bailey, Laurie, Kyle Filipowski. Cody Williams has not looked good whatsoever, but I just go back and watch his Colorado film, and I'm just like, this guy can still be that same guy who was projected to be the number 1 pick at some points in the season. Like I still am holding out hope for Cody Williams. But like Taylor Hendricks, he was hurt last year. Dog. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this team had Walter Clayton Jr., Florida, Bryce Sensabaugh, dog. Like Bryce Sensabaugh's a great shooter. Like they have a lot of guys. I don't see the fit for more draft picks.
You just have to
I don't
wait.
know.
It comes around again to like, do they really want to trade Laurie? Because they're in a position right now where they could potentially be in the playoffs at the end of the year. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. It probably won't happen, but it's possible.
I could definitely see
And
it.
with that possibility, do you be like, screw it, we're gonna keep Laurie and try to, I don't know, like buy into this team a little bit with Laurie as our centerpiece, or do we trade him away like they were kind of maybe gonna do in like 2023, 2024, like these last kind of few years when they've been really bad and teams have been kind of shopping for Laurie, but they
Yeah.
just haven't pulled the trigger because they've been asking a lot for him. So,
Yeah.
which I mean, right now I feel like it's justified because of how baller he's been, but I don't know if they're going to trade him now. Like I think they should, but I don't
Like
think they
like you
will.
said, like you said at the beginning, like in the Western Conference, any team from like 1 to 10 can all beat each other on any given night, right? But
I would say the top eight definitely. Maybe you can include
top 8, yeah.
Portland.
Definitely, yeah. But I feel like if this team can make a playoff push, it would definitely be because of the other guys stepping up. Lauri Markkanen is not going to single-handedly will this team like a 2018 LeBron into the
Right.
playoffs. But if that does happen and they make the playoffs, and it's of course it would be have to be because of the other guys stepping up as well. Then I could definitely see them being like, let's just keep this core and develop and maybe sign a big free agent and run it back for next season. I think that if they definitely make the playoffs, that means that Ace Bailey stepped up. That means that Collier stepped up. That means that
Right.
Filipowski stepped up, right? And then they're getting Walker Kessler back next year. And this Jazz team has a really bright future we're looking at. You know what I mean? And this Jazz team could actually become a contender within the next 1 or 2 years if they can just like make the playoffs. And I think that's a real possibility, especially because there are some teams in the playoff picture who could definitely fall out of it very soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And also the thing about Laurie Markin is that he's only 28. Like he's still pretty young, so they can definitely build around him.
yeah, this is
And
definitely like the middle of his prime.
yeah, so like good things to come for the Jazz.
And this is one of the teams where I just can't blame it on coaching either because Will Hardy's a dog, so.
They're just the OKC Thunder from 2 years ago, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Just got old late.
As we move on to Portland, and they have a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, but if we're talking strictly, unless do you want to talk about it? Because I'm down to talk about it.
We don't have to. I mean, we could like. I think since Chauncey Billups got fired,
Yeah.
or more so arrested,
Or put on
they've
put on
been on a
leave
tear.
or whatever.
They've been
Definitely,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Shaden Sharp has been a dog. I mean,
Right.
recently they've lost 4 out of their last 5, which is not the best, but they're still in the playoff picture. They're looking good. Shaden Sharp is averaging 23 career year. Denny Avdia carrying my 0-4 fantasy team, complete dog, right? Drew Holiday, unexpected pickup of the year. He has been fantastic for that team. So that is he's definitely bringing a lot of veteran mentorship. I'm excited to see what Scoot Henderson can pick up from his game. Scoot Henderson hasn't played this year, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Scoot can learn from Drew Holiday. Maybe actually become a positive defender, which is what we haven't seen out of Scoot so far. But if that can happen, that's great. But dude, I'm super high on this Blazers team. Like, this is the same feeling that I was feeling about the 2023 Kings. Like, I was the one who was like, oh my God, the Kings are going to be the 8 seed. The Kings are going to be the 8 seed. And then the Kings became the 3 seed. You know what I mean? Like, nobody even expected them to be like the 12 seed. Right? I have that same feeling about this Blazers team this year where they can be like a sneaky 6 seed. They can be a sneaky 5 seed because if you look at the teams in front of them, it's like Phoenix and Golden State, which maybe I'm just a Golden State hater, but they can easily pass those 2 teams up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And boom, they're the 6 seed. So, we were just speaking of the Jazz. They just dropped 150, and Lauri Markkanen just dropped 50 in a win versus Chicago. So, shout out him.
Yeah. But
Now, back to the Blazers. I really like this team. I'm so glad that they traded Bub Carrington and got Denny Avdia back because he is looking like a complete dog. I don't know if it's like politically correct for us to be calling him a really good player, but he's looked fantastic, especially being a number 1 option, especially being a surprise on-ball player, which he's definitely been able to create for himself a lot of times on this Blazers team, which I didn't see a lot in Washington. And I'm so glad that I'm seeing that jumper really fix itself. The ball handling really fix himself this year and last year as well, which he was really good last year too. But yeah, no, this Blazers team can definitely be a sneaky 6 seed if they can really figure out all the off the court stuff. And they have Scoot Henderson coming back, so
yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, he hasn't played, but last year he wasn't amazing. So hopefully, this
he
year
wasn't amazing. Yeah,
he'll definitely like kind of keep up with how well this team has been playing because he was 2nd overall pick for a reason.
But this year, compared to last year, he also has Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard mentoring him. So
Right.
that's good looks out here. And then one final note I want to talk about the Blazers is that we all crapped on them for drafting Jan Hansen with the 16th overall pick. He has not lived up to the 16th overall pick, but that's my Yao Ming right there. So I don't really know what to say about him, but
It's a long shot. Okay. Like,
he has a
give
negative
him
3
time.
plus minus
Give
and a
him time.
38.7 true shooting percentage.
Give him
And a-
time.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the reason they drafted him was because they knew DeAndre Ayton was leaving. But, I mean, that's still kind of crazy that they drafted him 16th overall. But, yeah. The Blazers have looking. I'm really high on this Blazers team.
Yeah, the future looks very bright for them, and
Definitely.
now also looks pretty bright for them too.
Definitely. As we move on to the Phoenix, Arizona Devin Bookers. So, they are playing amazing. They were recently on a 5-game winning streak. They just lost today to Atlanta, which it was literally on like a 2-point win on a Nickeil Alexander game-winning free throws. So like, what can you do? That was still a really good game for them, I would say. But I completely love this team because there's a lot of times where they trade the superstar player and you just expect rebuild. You expect they're gonna get the number 1 overall pick, But the Phoenix Suns took a different approach. Instead of getting back 5 first-round picks, they decided to get back real rotational key pieces in Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. And Jalen Green has not played a lot this year. The one game he did play, he looked fantastic. But I really want to single in on Dillon Brooks because he has brought this Suns culture that we saw in 2021, 2022. He has brought that completely back. Like we were talking about with him and the Grizzlies, where he was the culture piece of that team and he was like the defensive, like the Marcus Smart of that team. He has completely brought that and more for the Suns, which I absolutely love. And Devin Booker absolutely deserves because he has gone through hell these past 2 seasons. And now he gets an actual this Grizzlies team is really fun. Like, I mean, not this Grizzlies team. This Suns team is really fun. Grayson Allen just dropped like 40 the other night in 10 threes. Devin Booker, what is there to say about Devin Booker? Like, we know who this guy is.
Baller. Like,
yeah.
He's having an amazing season because, it's Devin Booker. Which I think also, going back to what you said, is like when you trade away a star, you kind of expect to go into a rebuild. But the thing with the Suns is that they have multiple stars. Like, Kevin Durant wasn't just like their only star, and it was like him and a bunch of scrubs. It was him and Devin Booker and a bunch of scrubs, and they replaced those scrubs with Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and while Jalen Green, like you said, hasn't played, Dillon Brooks has. And this team, I don't know if they're going to be a top 6 seed because the top 6 teams in the West are all really good. But they might make some noise in the playoffs if they can get there, and I think they definitely can with how they've been playing recently.
And what I really want to focus in on this Suns team is this one game. And this is a one-game sample size, so maybe it's not good for anything. But it was the 4th game of the season on November 2nd where the Suns beat the Spurs 130-118. And what I really want to single in on the Suns team is when we were talking about this team, when they had Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, it was always, bro, this team is going to drop 130 and get 140 scored on them. Like, this team does have no defense. They're just the complete offensive. They're the Cincinnati Bengals, right? And then we watched them completely shut down Victor Wembanyama. And it's not like this team has, like, a real X-factor defensive piece. Like, if I saw Giannis shut down Victor Wembanyama, I would be like, okay, that's Giannis. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised, right? But then you watch like guys like Colin Jespe, Ryan Dunn, Royce O'Neal, Mark Williams, Nick Richards all rotate and play incredible zone defense and shut down Victor Wembanyama. And then you're like, wow, that's just fantastic coaching. And I hated on the Jordan Ott hire because I felt that he wasn't qualified because I thought that ownership just hired him because he went to Michigan State. That's what I thought going into it. But he has been an incredible coach for this team. And Jordan Ott, you have my utmost respect because the way he has been able to work with the pieces that he's been given, especially defensively, because if you have Devin Booker on your team, you don't need to worry about, if you have Devin Booker and Jalen Green on your team, you don't need to worry about scoring the basketball coaching wise. Like, you know that they have that down. But what he's been able to do with this zone defense is beautiful to me. And I really like Jordan Ott as a coach this season. And I just like how, like, there's this team that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember it. But, like, it's just like a really scrappy, gritty defensive team. But this is what this Suns team reminds me of. I can't remember it right now. Someone let me know in the comments. But, like, yeah. But that's just what this team, like, I really like this Suns team this year. Like, yeah. The only thing that I don't like is that they didn't get another first-round pick from the Kevin Durant package. They only got that one first in Kaman Malak, who they haven't even been playing that much.
Right, but it's fine because they got Jalen Green.
It's fine. You got Jalen Green. You traded for Mark Williams anyway. Yeah, but I really like this Suns team. Grayson Allen career year. Shout out Devin Booker. Shout out Kendall Jenner. And shout out Kevin Durant. Moving on, we go to the Golden State Warriors.
So, the Warriors, they have been pretty good this year, too. Steph Curry, obviously, is just balling out because it's Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler's been doing pretty well. So is Kuminga, who re-signed, like, really late. In addition to Al Horford has been doing fine. Pod has been playing better this year. The team is just kind of moving along. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're older, but I think they're definitely make the play in. Maybe they'll make some noise in the playoffs this year because Steph Curry he's very, very good this year because it's
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
because it's Steph Curry. But I feel like we're getting into the realm of the teams where we're like, we don't got to be like, oh my God, I did not expect this leap out of this team this year.
Yeah.
Like, we know who Steph Curry is. We know who Jimmy Butler is. We knew this team was going to be good.
Yeah, we kind of expected them to be around this position too. Near Minnesota and Phoenix and like kind of all of these good Western Conference teams. Like, there's not really much to say because it's not like they're 3-11 and have no defense.
Yeah. the one spotlight that I want to put on this team, because we don't really gotta like go too much into this team. I feel like we all know what Steph Curry is about, what Jimmy Butler's about. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the one spotlight that I do want to give that you were talking about is Jonathan Kuminga, because he was really disgruntled and he was completely misused the past 2 years. He said that he didn't trust Steve Kerr with his development. He said that he wanted to leave. He requested a trade, and then he re-signed, and he changed his number. And I don't know, maybe number 0, Jonathan Kuminga is just like, or number 1, sorry, Jonathan Kuminga is just like a dog now. But he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been injured the past 3 years, but he looks like, I know, the memes from last year and the year before where it was like, Jonathan Kuminga actually grew 3 inches. Like NBA Central said that or something, right? He
Yeah.
genuinely looks like he grew 3 inches. Am I tripping or something? But he actually looks so much, maybe it's like his volume, but he looks so much bigger on the court. Like, he actually looks like he's a bigger presence, which the Warriors have needed him to be since they drafted him. Like, he's such a better screener for Steph Curry, which is literally what the Warriors offense is about, is just screening for Steph Curry. Like, that's the entire Warriors offense.
Yeah.
But also him as a pick and roll player, as a dunker, as a finisher, just as a big guy. Like, pause again, but like, he's been looking great this year. So shout out to him. And Steve Kerr saved his job. So yeah, I feel like that's, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and maybe we get to see a fully healthy Steph Curry in the playoffs this year, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. One last dance.
One last dance. But hey, I'm a Kings fan, so I hope y'all lose out the rest of the season and don't even get the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's our pick, maybe.
As we go on to the 6th seed, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Again, we know what this team is. Like, they're the 6th seed, but they're literally like 2 games back from the 3 seed. So, like, that's just the Western Conference for you, ladies and
West
gentlemen.
is really tight this year.
As we go to Julius Randle is who I want to give the spotlight to this year. I think we know who Anthony Edwards is.
Right. Yeah.
Cole, correct me if I'm wrong. Julius Randle has been the best player on the Timberwolves this year.
I would say that's arguable with Anthony Edwards, but he's definitely been very good.
Yeah, that's just what I've seen with Julius Randle. He has been so much more comfortable generating offense this year. He's averaging 6 assists per game as well as 26 points, right? Like, this is Julius Randle we're talking about. This is not Anthony Edwards. This is not LeBron. This is Julius Randle. And no hate to him, but this is not hate. This is like giving credit to him.
This is praise because
what he's been able to do.
Like 3 years ago, if you told me Julius Randle would be the best player on a playoff team, like I wouldn't believe you. But the steps that he's made to get to this point, it's great because like he is a really good player this year. He is kind of helping the Timberwolves team get, I wouldn't say necessarily better because compared to the last few years they were worse in standings,
we know who this Timberwolves is.
Like they're definitely playing really good basketball right now. Anthony Edwards is a baller. Julius Randle's becoming a baller. Rudy Gobert's good at defense. Like, the team is pretty much the same. Maybe they trade for John Morant. Maybe they don't. I don't think they have to. I don't think they should.
I don't think they should either.
Because I don't, like, who would you give up in the trade anyways? Like, Rob Dillingham and, like, a couple other picks.
Yeah,
like,
but that's who I actually want to spotlight, if you're done with your point. But
yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to spotlight. I feel that Rob Dillingham has just been a complete dud for this Wolves team the past 2 years. I mean, I gave him slack his rookie year, but Chris Finch is a really good coach. And the fact that he's been playing Rob Dillingham, like, uh, uh, 11 minutes per night is insane to me because I mean that just shows I'm not gonna blame the coaching because that just shows that Rob Dillingham isn't ready to play meaningful minutes on this playoff championship hopeful Timberwolves team, which
Yeah.
that like Mike Conley at 39 years old should not be the point guard of this team. And that's not disrespect to Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley is a really good basketball player, but I just feel like they traded multiple picks. They drafted Rob Dillingham 8th overall back in 2024 for him to take over for that Mike Conley role, and he and Ant would be the Aura duo, and I just haven't seen it. That's the only gripe with this team. Rudy Gobert started off the year slow, but he's gotten his confidence back up. But yeah, if Rob Dillingham can actually turn into Donda or what was Kanye's thing called that thing RWE Kentucky Rob, then then this Timberwolves team is my championship pick. And no, it's not. But this championship this Wolves team
they have
is
championship potential. They
yeah.
just need
Then they'll
Rob
have
Dillingham to lock in.
yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I don't really think they need him to lock in because they're completely fine with his production right now. But they would definitely benefit from him being better. That's for sure.
And one more shout out is Jaden McDaniels. We know who he is. We know he's a really good defender, but he has definitely taken the step up offensively this year, which I've always been a Jaden McDaniels fan. I thought he was going to be the Pippin to Ant's MJ, and he's been all of that and more. So shout out to you. But moving on, unless we're done with we're done with the Wolves. Moving on to the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs have been pretty good. I would say honestly better than I expected, considering that De'Aaron Fox missed the first 8 games of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong with them, but I think their 5-game win streak to open the season was the best in Spurs franchise
Yeah,
history.
it was the Spurs never started off 5-0 in history. Yeah,
That is crazy to me. One that like the Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard teams in the past didn't start off 5-0, but also that this team, not at his full potential, started off 5-0. Like Victor Wembanyama is a potential MVP candidate right now. Stephon Castle has definitely elevated a lot. The entire team is just good. Like we could have seen this coming as well. Like kind of last year, they were good, but like I don't think they made the plan last year, right? That
they
was
did not
kind
know.
of yeah, because Wemby was kind of injured, so you can't really blame
Yeah,
blame
Wemby missed like
them
the
for
second half of
that.
the season. Yeah,
Yeah, but I kind of expected them to be a top 6 team this year. So they're kind of around where my expectations were, but definitely the team is they're going to be championship hopeful this year for sure.
all I gotta say about this Spurs team is thank God the Atlanta Hawks are a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. Because if they had the potential to snag up AJ DeBansta or Cam Boozer or Darren Peterson, I would stop watching basketball. Because one, this is my conference. Two, if you watch Victor Wembanyama on the court, it's unfair. It genuinely looks like someone modded 2K and made a 7-7 two-way slashing shot creator, point guard, playmaker, whatever, and just put him into the Spurs. And of course the Spurs got him, right? Of course
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did.
of course the Spurs got him. Like it would
Right?
just be OKC versus San Antonio for the next decade in the Western Conference, and maybe throw
And then
LA in there somewhere.
and Houston too.
Yeah, and Houston
And
a little bit.
And like you said, with De'Aaron Fox missing the first 8 games of the season, I was watching the Spurs team go 5-0, beat the hell out of Denver, beat the hell out of no, they didn't beat Denver. I'm tripping. Beat the hell out of Houston, beat the hell out of Toronto, beat the hell out of Sacramento last night, and I'm just like, this team isn't fully healthy. Last night they didn't have Dylan Harper. The first 5 games of the season they didn't have De'Aaron Fox, and I'm just like, what do we do? Like what do we do about this complete alien that's just taking
Yeah,
over our league? You know what I mean?
I mean the only like asterisk you can put on their 5-0 start is the only team they faced that was good was Miami. But at the same time, starting 5-0 is starting 5-0.
And also Wemby dropped 40 and 15 on Anthony Davis, so that's
There's
something.
that too. Right.
That's
so
something, but
like this team is definitely a top 6 lock unless something happens to Victor again or De'Aaron again. It's definitely top 6 lock. Definitely championship hopeful for sure. Definitely like the West this year is literally just again like I said the top like 8 teams, maybe Portland and then everybody else. Like it's gonna be a fun playoffs for sure.
For sure. But I've actually seen a lot of people criticize the De'Aaron Fox trade for this team. They thought it was like too rushed because the backcourt of the future for this team is Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper. We know that, right? But they
Right.
also handed De'Aaron Fox $225 million this summer, right? So what do you think about like the fit between De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper in that backcourt? As you know what I mean?
I mean, like I think it's definitely gonna work. I think when they were pretty much handed De'Aaron Fox last year at the
For a bag
deadline.
of chips.
Yeah, so like I understand why they would want to keep him because he's like definitely top 10. You could argue top 5 point guard in the league right now. Um, but I don't think the fit necessarily between him, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper is really that much of an
Matters.
issue,
Yeah.
especially when you're a top 5 seed and you're doing as well as you are.
Yeah, you just surround Wemby with the best players and you win basketball games, and it's working.
Yep.
That's what I had to say too. I think the only criticism is that they handed De'Aaron Fox $225 million, which is a lot for someone who isn't one of your top 3 franchise players.
But I
You know
mean,
what
he
I
was gonna
mean?
get paid
But
that anyways, so
yeah. But yeah, I definitely love how Dylan Harper has been looking. Cole, you weren't there when we went to summer league, but I remember he had this crazy block against the Mavericks where he literally jumped up over the backboard and smacked it out of the air, and that's when I knew. I was just like, no, no LeBron, no LeBron. Like, oh, I thought he was gonna go for 70. None of that. But that's when I knew like Dylan Harper was gonna be a certified dog. You know what I mean?
right.
But Stephon Castle's looked great. I mean, what is there to say about Wemby? Like what can we even say? Like, but yeah, this
It's
Spurs
just
team is definitely gonna be a playoff team, and they're
for
definitely gonna be a
sure.
contender. Yeah,
And then next up, number
the Lake
4,
Show.
which honestly I would say is a surprise considering kind of their injury luck in the first part of the season. LeBron hasn't played a game this so far. He is like getting back. He'll probably play next week, I would assume, but he hasn't played yet. And yet they're still 10-4. Luka also missed a couple games, but in those couple games they won. So like this team is
This
very good. Austin Reeves is a certified
a
dog this year.
dog. He's a dog. But
And so
this
is
this
Luca, but like that's to be expected too.
I mean,
But
yeah, that's
Austin
Luka.
Reeves, like honestly, with him, like with Luca kind of and LeBron out, you would kind of expect this team to kind of just not be very good, like not like roll over and die per se. But they definitely like you wouldn't expect them to be in basketball games against competitive teams. But with Austin Reeves, they definitely were, and he's kind of broken out of like I guess like not
He's
necessarily his
averaging 30.
shell. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's averaging 30. He's like doing like we knew he was really good, but we haven't really seen him like be the number one option
Number one
before on this
option,
team.
yeah.
And now
Yeah.
that we have, it's like it's amazing. Like he is very good at the game of basketball.
This is zesty Lakers team. Like you'll see Luca hit a half court shot for his 40th point of the game on a step back ankle breaking three, and then Austin Reeves will just come up to him and just give him a kiss on the cheek. And it's just like, what is this Lakers team doing? And they're winning
And then
basketball games. They're
yeah, and then they have Bronny James starting basketball games too.
starting basketball games against the Bucks and LeBron in the G League. How the turntables. But what I really want to spotlight on this Lakers team is two things. You already talked about Luca and Austin Reeves. We know who those guys are. You know what I mean? Like, shout out Austin Reeves. He's definitely had a breakout year, but we know who Luca is. We knew that he was skinny. Luca was gonna have a complete demon time season. But I really
Yeah.
want to spotlight former Sacramento King Jake LaRavia. He's definitely been the third best player on this team this year. It's crazy how we just let him walk. Crazy
I
to me.
I don't understand why we didn't sign him because like it's like they traded for him at the deadline too.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
they and then they just let him walk. Like what was the point of that? I thought like because
Why
he's
would
a
you
young
trade for him
player,
if you didn't
he
know
had
you were gonna lock
upside.
him
Like
up?
why would you not sign him to at least a 3-year contract just to see what he can do? Because he definitely would be a positive on the Sacramento Kings team that isn't very good right now. But I digress. Going back to the Lakers, they're
I think
like he's
to
been good for
to
them.
play devil's advocate, he is like really good friends with Austin Reeves since like high school. So maybe that's why he was gonna like go to the Lakers no matter what. I think maybe that's what Scott Perry thought, but I don't know. We can't dwell on the past. But focusing on Jake LaRavia, he has been what Dalton Connect was supposed to be for this Lakers team
Right.
and more. Like he has been a elite defender, an elite shooter next to Luka, which is what you need to surround Luka with if you want to win basketball games. He has been a great number 3 option, and he can play on ball. Like he can create his own shot, which we saw flashes of in Sacramento, but it has been turned to another level in LA, which what like the return of the White Laker. But yeah, I mean this team is getting LeBron James back.
And when they do, it's going to be annoying because
This team is getting the greatest basketball player of all time. And also, the reason that you say okay to LeBron being the GOAT.
That's a different time.
That's a conversation for another time. But the reason that the Lakers got completely belted by Minnesota last year is because Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, all of them were just completely dominating the inside. And not saying that they completely fixed that problem, but I love how DeAndre Ayton's been looking on this Lakers team. Maybe it's just the Luka effect because I was talking about how Derek Lively looks buns without Luka and DeAndre Ayton looks good with Luka. So maybe it's just the Luka effect, which
It
I
might
would not be
be.
surprised if it is, right?
But he's definitely back
he's
to
been
Phoenix
good.
Suns form.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's been
That's a
good.
good thing.
The Lakers got a center, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Marcus Smart plus defender, Jared Vanderbilt plus defender, Hachimura, he's been amazing. He is definitely a good
Definitely
defender.
very good.
Yeah, I definitely think that this Lakers team can make some noise in the playoffs. JJ Redick is also a fantastic coach. So
Yeah, he is a very good coach. Except for when he started with Bronny James, but they won that game by like 30, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, shout out Bronny. That's the GOAT right there. That's La Sperm right there. So he dropped 2 points. That's my GOAT. My GOAT dropped.
Yeah. They won by 30 with Bronny James starting, bro. That's actually wild.
Oh yeah, shout out Adu Thera too, first NBA points. But as we move on to our top 3, Houston Rockets.
They're honestly where we expected them to be this year.
We knew,
In
yeah, we
addition to
knew
Kevin
what this
Durant.
team was about.
Yeah, we knew that this team
We
would
knew what
be.
this team was about.
They've been as advertised.
My one shout out this year is Şengün. He has taken the leap and more. We thought Kevin Durant was going to have to do some carrying on this team, but Şengün has been the best player on this team this season.
Yeah, they finally have the half court offense.
Oh yeah. Like we were crapping on once you add what a magical concept. You add Kevin Durant and you get a half court
You
offense.
have a good
Wow.
offense. Like, whoa, amazing.
No, yeah, but literally this entire we were crapping on them all of last season because all of their offense last year was just beating teams fast break. That's all they could do.
Yeah,
and
and
now
getting
they
offensive
finally
rebounds.
have a half court offense. And they're 9-3. They're looking real good. Reed Shepherd is playing meaningful minutes because Fred VanVleet tore his ACL. I mean, the only gripe with this team is, and I love Amen Thompson, but he hasn't been able to take up the point guard role that Fred VanVleet had on that team, which I and a lot of people thought he would be able to. But I think he'll figure it out. He's like the most athletic player in NBA history, and he's still a really good guy. And it's not like a team with Kevin Durant needs a real traditional point guard. You know what I mean? Like, it's Kevin Durant. But Reed Shepherd has looked good. Amen Thompson, if he can figure out that actual playmaking role, then he'll look really good. And yeah, just shout out Şengün, man. Like, he has really looked like baby Jokic this year. He's averaging a near triple-double with 24 points. Like, he has really taken control of the playmaking and just real offensive creation out of the post. Like, he's done all that when it's not time for Kevin Durant to cook. You know what I mean? When it's time for Kevin Durant to cook, then just like everyone get out of the way. Kevin Durant's cooking, but like.
All right, and speaking of Nikola Jokic, I guess we should move on to the Nuggets because Nikola Jokic.
Oh, one more shout out
year.
Jabari Smith too.
Yeah, shout out Jabari
just
Smith.
a shout out Jabari Smith.
But Nikola Jokic is having a career year, and he's definitely going to be MVP this year. He is.
Ooh,
What do you mean?
I got
Ooh,
Luca.
like,
I got Luca. The storylines: skinny Luca, Lakers, averaging 33. No
dude is
LeBron.
quite literally leading his team in every single stat except for blocks. Right now, he is averaging. He is going crazy right now. Like,
Okay, but what you know about Aaron Gordon though?
yeah, I know. Aaron Gordon is a baller too. Like that series against OKC was an Aaron Gordon statement series, and he has not stopped since. He is
Yeah.
very good. So is Jamal Murray, but that's to be expected. Like this team is definitely on a collision course for OKC in the Western Conference Finals, and that's going to be cinema.
Huh, yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, like, I was at that game when Jokic just completely put his yoke di on the Kings, and and he just dropped 55 2 nights ago, 35 and 15 against the Kings, and like you were saying, like this is like, is this a top five? Is this the best offensive peak we've seen ever?
You could definitely make an argument for that because Nikola Jokic has been one of the best offensive players in NBA history for the last like 5 years,
Yeah, because off
and
the
he's
top of my
having
head,
his best year ever right now.
it's 2018, 2019 Harden.
Yeah,
And like, who else is even in his realm? Like in terms of just straight offensive peak, this guy is averaging 30, 13, and 10, and just
and
like
he's shooting 68% from the field.
the when I think I saw a TikTok about this. I'm not sure if the numbers are completely correct, but when Nikola Jokic is on the court, his team is up by he creates a lead of 45 points for his team
He
compared
has
to
a
when he's
net
out.
rating of 40. He's MVP. He's MVP. Just call it. Just vote it. Just vote for now, bro. He's gonna be the second ever
45.
unanimous MVP. I'm calling it right now. There's ain't no way anybody is voting for no
Nah.
Luka Doncic. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm
There's
sorry.
voter fatigue. There's voter.
I'm
He's not gonna be
sorry.
unanimous.
I'm sorry. He has to be unanimous. Like honestly, he might at the end of the season be more deserving of MVP than Steph Curry was in 2017 when he was.
Okay, but
MVP.
also, and this would be a crazy like edit. TikTokers, if you see this, use this as an edit. There's a man in San Antonio.
I get Victor. I get Victor, but like it's Nikola Jokic, and he's like honestly, I feel like this is literally just Shea and Jokic from last year, except Jokic is playing a lot better. Like in
And
terms
he's
of
actually
the MVP
like,
debate.
yeah, and
Like
he's actually just surrounded by scrubs this year, except for the top two. But,
yeah, except
like,
for Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon.
Jamal Murray and
But,
Aaron Gordon.
everybody
Yeah,
else is not good. But they
yeah.
don't
I
need to be
definitely
good
like.
when they're won 10 games so far.
Yeah, and I know this was from 2 years ago, but do you remember that Minnesota Denver Game 7?
Yeah.
Like the entire reason that the Nuggets lost that was because Jokic was just gassed out, right? And now they have like a real backup center for him. They tried to get one last year in Deron Holmes, but they actually have a real backup center for him in Jonas Valanciunas, who was really good on the Kings last year. Don't know why we let him go for Dario Saric, but
Scott Perry masterclass.
yeah, we can say a lot of things like that for the Kings, but he's definitely been really good as Jokic's backup this year. I definitely like that a lot.
Yeah. Don't have to play him for 48 minutes now.
Yeah, and he's still doing 30, 13, and 10 while sitting out massive chunks of games. So that's this guy, bro.
Yeah,
This guy.
it's cooked.
Um, But the only gripe about this team is I really don't like the Cam Johnson addition for this team. He hasn't looked good. I liked it
Yeah.
as when it happens, but Michael Porter Jr. has been balling out on the Nets, and Cam Johnson has not been doing that on the Nuggets. He'll
Right.
figure it out later in the year, but when you have Jokic on your team, like you don't need to, you can afford to give the other guys time to step up. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've only lost 2 games this year, so it's like whatever. You're not gonna be panicking about Cam Johnson not being really good right now because you don't need him to be really good right now. But if it's like in a playoff series and he's dropping Kyle Kuzma level stats, then you have to
Then yeah,
start
but it's
worrying about
November,
it.
so
Exactly. It's November.
it's November. They'll figure it out. But yeah, man. Just a personal story about the Nuggets. The Kings and Nuggets were tied going into the fourth quarter 2 nights ago. The Nuggets won by 20 points.
Yep, that sounds about right. I
Yeah.
that sounds about right. That's
Yeah.
the Kings season for you in a nutshell.
Yeah.
They were really competitive in the first 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, they lay a gigantic egg.
If the second and third quarter Sacramento Kings lasted the full game,
They
82
would be a top 6 seed right now. I guarantee you they would actually be a top 6 seed.
Yeah, promise you they would. But that's just the reality we live in. Oh, moving on to the big bad boys in the Western Conference,
Yep,
who are
OKC.
missing Jalen Williams,
And they're still 13-1.
and they're 13-1.
Like,
Which shout out Portland, by the way. Portland beat OKC. Which shout out them.
Yeah, good for them. But like they actually are. I think they're on trajectory to win
75 games.
75
like,
games.
Yeah.
Like they actually could be the best team in NBA history. Ever,
Yeah.
which is wild to say because you would think
Steph Curry is
73-9 would be
shivering
the
his
peak.
boots. Steph Curry is shivering his boots right now.
But like they're just on a roll. They're certified wagon. They're just not going to stop. Like you can't.
They have 1, 2,
Can't stop this team.
3, 4, 5. They have 6 players averaging 14 or more points per game, and they don't have Jalen Williams yet.
And they don't have Jalen Williams yet. The Western Conference is cooked for
The next
years to come.
15,000 years, and they have the Jazz first round pick. I just remembered that they have the Utah Jazz first round pick. If it's not top 8, what do we do, bro? Genuinely, what do we do about this team?
Oh my!
I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, Shea is being Shea. He's not gonna be MVP this year, but he's still like balling out.
He's
like,
averaging 33. So
He's balling out. But like again, Jokic is gonna be a unanimous MVP. Okay, mark my words.
Mhm.
But
shout out AJ Mitchell. He's been good.
Yeah, shout out everybody on the team. Everybody's been good. They're like, it's OKC, man. They're gonna. Ah man. They actually might be the first repeat champion we have in like 8 years, which is wild to say.
Hopefully not, because I don't want that. But they beat the Lakers by 30. They beat the Warriors by 20. They beat the Kings by 30. They beat the Pelicans by 30. They beat the Clippers by 20. They beat the Mavericks by 10. And they only lost to the Blazers by 2. So, like,
Yeah.
what can we say about this team that we don't already know? I mean, Aaron Wiggins, I know the memes were that he saved basketball, but he's actually saving basketball this year. Like, he's been really, really good on this team. Isaiah Joe, he's always been a three-point player, but he's actually expanded his game a lot more this year, which he's looked really good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't know. He's looked pretty, like, good at basketball this year. Like, this guy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could be a sneaky All-NBA player. Like, he's my All-NBA sleeper this year. I don't know.
Maybe if he could just not shoot from the free throw line as much, it would be fine, but,
Shai probably shooting
free
free
throw line
throws right
version has to be a free throw line version.
Yeah. Last 5 games. 33, 30, 28, 35, 30, 20, 35, 30, 30, 31, 30, 23, 30, 55, 35. That's 2018 James Harden right there. But
He's still not going to be MVP this year. That's
and they
wildest
don't have
stat.
Jalen Williams. And they don't have Jalen Williams.
And like this team, like genuinely,
I'm
like,
actually scared. Like, I'm getting goosebumps. Like,
yeah, it's
but
NBA is cooked. This team,
Nikola Jokic,
he did that. Yeah, Nikola.
if you can hear us, please save us. Please save us.
Nikola Jokic is going to be our savior.
Yeah. But anything else to say about the West?
No, I think we covered it pretty much.
Should we say if the season ended today, who would be our pick to come out the West? Who do you think?
I don't know. I like genuinely like obviously like the obvious pick is OKC, but at the same time I don't want to pick OKC because based on their playoff series last year, The only team in the West that gave them trouble was Denver. Because Memphis, they blew out the water. Minnesota, it was kind of close, but they kind of just won
Nah,
the
Minnesota
games.
they blew out.
Yeah, but
You know what? Give me LA, dude. Like I really, really like this Lakers team, and
the
I'm a
Lakers are
Kings fan,
solid.
so I'm a Kings fan, so I shouldn't be saying that. But I actually really, really like this Lakers team. So like, shout out the Lakers, dude. Like, and they're getting they're getting LeBron James back. So like,
But
the yeah.
yeah, but genuinely, I think you can make an honest case for each of the top 8 teams in the Western Conference to make the finals right now.
Each of the
Like,
top
top
even
8.
the Mavericks. And I know it's like a joke to clown on Nico Harrison.
I
But
mean,
I'm
if
telling you, I sound like Nico Harrison right now. But let them see out their vision, bro. I'm telling you, it actually look good.
like if Kyrie comes back and they start balling out, they could like genuinely make the playoffs. Like
I'm being
it
serious.
all
I think they
depends
could be
on
a
Kyrie
championship
coming back.
contender. I'm being
It depends
serious.
on
Like
Kyrie
they
coming
have
back.
really good pieces. But Klay
Yeah,
Thompson
I
looked
agree with you.
buns. But
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we know why he's buns though, so like that makes
because he
sense.
needs Luka, yeah. This has been an incredible start to the NBA season in both the East and the West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we want to say like our pick if the season ended today to come out the East? What do you think about that? Because I didn't put that in the last episode, but I would probably say for me, I'd probably say the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I get it. The East is really similar to the West, but like the West doesn't have this clear cut favor, or the East rather doesn't have this clear cut favor. Like obviously Detroit is the 1 seed, which like who could like honestly even with their season last year, who could have expected that?
Who could have expected that? Yeah, Cade. I mean, we'll get more into the Pistons definitely next week's episode, but
Right, but like definitely, I think if I had to pick someone, if I had to pick an early finals matchup right now, honestly, I'd go Pistons Rockets.
oh, that would be peak. A men versus a Sar, Ime Udoka versus JB Bickerstaff. Damn, I was about to say Monty Williams for a second. I don't even know what I was thinking. But if it was Cade versus Jalen Green, that would be fire. But Pistons Rockets would actually be amazing. For me, I'd probably say, I've been saying this for the past like 3 years, but I'd probably say Knicks Wolves. I think that would be fire.
Honestly, yeah, that would be fire. That is possible. I wouldn't say compared to last year, it's not as possible, but it's definitely possible still. So, still got a
If
lot of
not,
basketball
Lakers
left to play.
Cavs. There's still definitely a lot. It's only November. For all we know, in January, then Thunder could be the 15th seed.
Yeah, or they could have not lost a game from now until then.
Well, thank y'all for watching this week's episode of Nothin But Net. We're gonna be back next week. We're gonna be back every week for the rest of the season. But thank y'all for watching, and we will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.